here with Tony Dabbs of Nike Golf, product line manager, and he's going to tell us a little bit about 2012 VRS Forged Iron.
Yeah, so this is the new VRS Forged Iron that, gosh, we're so excited to launch. You know, it's a product that was spawned in Japan, frankly. The Japanese, our Japanese team is, and the Japanese consumer are just massive forged fans. Forged means something different over there than it does here. Typically speaking, here, it means hard to hit, played, so on and so forth. Over in Japan, it just means quality. You know, it's craftsmanship, and I mean the term is more derived from the craftsmanship around building swords.
Right.
So they don't actually think that forged golf clubs means hard to hit. And so what happened is we introduced a product a couple years ago in Japan called the Mach Speed Forged, and it was under a similar premise, similar target consumer, which was more in that that 12 to 16 type handicap, but it was a golf club that delivered great trajectory, great speed. It's a very thin face, and actually has got a very deep pocket cavity. And it quickly became, of course, sort of an iconic part for us in Japan. I mean, it went from really having no advertising to be the best product we've ever had over there, and we started seeing more word of mouth kind of coming over here in the States, and so we decided when we started the new VRS line that it made sense to bring a derivative of that product and put it in the line and make it a global product and let everybody enjoy the the technology. So what we did is we refined that particular golf club, the SQ Forged. And when I say refined, we sort of brought more of a global appeal to it. We reshaped it, especially as we got to the short irons. Gave it kind of more of a rounder profile in a short iron, so it looks good at address for the U.S. market and the appeal of even a good player. And it's happened as such, as I said, it's a product that's developed for that 12 to 14. It's an extremely long golf club. But what's been interesting is in Australia this year, I was. As a product guy, I was very proud to see Tiger Woods put it in play over there, and what he had done is we had taken the 3-iron in the set, and we bent it 2 degrees strong, so we kind of got it down to roughly 18 degrees, and
made a 2-iron for him.
Exactly. It spec'd out exactly to his Stalker, Stalker Blade 2-iron.
Mm-hmm.
And what he was able to garner out of it was 4 extra miles an hour ball speed, which was roughly 15 yards. 15 yards, but he can maintain a flight. And if you guys remember at the in Australia, we started hearing Johnny Miller and the guys talk about Tiger bringing back the Stinger. We haven't seen the Stinger, well, frankly, since he was winning majors a few years ago. And he's able to hit that Stinger shot with this golf club and keep the ball in play. And I think we all know how dangerous he is when he's hitting the ball in play off the tee.
Yeah, so when the 5 wood's out of the bag,
that's exactly
the
right.
2-iron goes in. 3
yeah,
2-iron.
It's going to be a golf course conducive thing. He's certainly going to rotate it back and forth, but his 2-iron now is flying exactly the same distance as his 5 wood. But again, he's able to flight it. He's able to flight it and do what he wants to do there. And on hot, on hot, windy, hard fairways that are fairly tight, that's when he'll put that golf club in play. And it's, what was interesting about it, and of course, reading all the guys on the blogs and whatnot, on you guys' blogs and whatnot. Everybody's saying it's an admittance of of talent, and it's because it's the first cavity back club that Tiger's ever put in. It's very far from the fact. It's actually the idea that as a company we innovate to make athletes better. And this was just a great opportunity for, frankly, the best player in what could be the best player in the history of the game.
Yeah, and there's a few other tour pros that are putting especially the long irons in play.
Amazing,
right?
Yeah. As of right now, we have 8 players, and it looks to be 2 to 3 of our LPGA players that have minimally put long irons in the bag, down to the 5-iron in some cases. And on the LPGA, we expect to have potentially 2 full sets in the bag. And it comes down to first and foremost a 12 to 14 handicap that those guys are picking up and putting in the bag. First and foremost, looks good. I mean, it's got to look good. The top lines are, while they're certainly not blade thickness, they're not game improvement top lines. Right. But the lines, the offsets, it's not a big bulky golf club, even though it works for such a wide variety. I mean, it's just amazingly broad spectrum that we can do with this part.
Yeah, probably in that handicap range, those people have not tried a forged club before.
Yeah, they're scared of it.
So they're going to be pretty impressed with the feel too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you think about it. I mean, This is a golf club. I think, like I said, with Tiger picked up 4 miles an hour in ball speed. So I mean, you can see for the average player where that's going to come into play. Even more so with Tiger throughout the set. For Tiger's on the on the long iron spectrum of the set, so he's trying to get it out there because he's trying to reach certain spots. In his case, he's hitting that quasi 2-iron. He's hitting it out there 280 to 290.
Well, they look very good, and we saw Ken Griffey Jr. last night hit a 217-yard 6-iron, and Sterling Sharp wasn't far behind.
Not far behind.
So, great, thanks, Tony.
All right.
Clubs look good.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you again.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Appreciate it.